kiwi fruit. Strange little fruit. It's really tart, and it has to be called kiwi fruit. You can't call it kiwi because a kiwi is a bird or a person. We're going to talk about this fruit today and show you how important it is. It is one of the very few fruits that has vitamin K in it, which is kind of interesting, but it has high amounts of vitamin C and high amounts of B6. Excellent fruit for us. Now, besides raw, what we can also get is we can get it into juices. And this is kiwi raspberry juice. You probably will not find kiwi juice by itself. It's pretty tart. And then we can also find it in the frozen food section mixed with other fruits. This one is apple, kiwi, strawberry juice. Oh, is that good? So that's the main way you can buy kiwi fruit without it being the fresh fruit. But the fresh fruit is just totally divine to eat. So let's talk about what you look for when you're looking at the kiwi fruit. First, you put it in your palm of your hand like that, and you kind of just squeeze it gently, kind of like an avocado. You want to be sure that it gives a little. This one is not ripe. It doesn't give at all. And that's mostly what's on this plate, is the non-ripe. And this is the way I usually like to buy them, and I like to keep them on the shelf and here in the room temperature. But if I wanted them to ripen really fast, I can put them into a brown paper bag, and if I needed to, and watch them. And if I wanted to speed up the ripening process even further, you can stick an apple or a banana in there, and that will help them ripen. So you just stick it all in there together, and kind of seal it up, and don't forget about them, because they're going to keep ripening in there, even if you don't look, and one day it's going to be squishy. But that's a really nice way to do it, and I buy them in kind of in different stages when I buy them, because I really like them, and usually they'll be on sale, and then you buy a bunch, and then they won't be on sale. And today they were on sale. So these are the ones that aren't ripe, and you'll notice what that is. It is smooth. You see this? There's no wrinkles in the skin, and when I bring this up to my nose, I can smell, and there's not a lot of smell. And you need to have some smell, or it won't taste good. So let's look at the other one. Now these are ripe. See how the skin is starting to wrinkle, but it's still, you can tell, is attached to the meat that's inside. And when I put this in my hand, it does give. It's not hard at all. So these are the ones that need to be eaten now. Now, if you see one that's kind of wrinkly, and you see how wrinkled this is, and it's pulling away from the fruit, and it is quite soft, this may be past ripe. So you have to decide if you want to eat this one or not. And when you open it up, it may not be as tasty as the other ones are that aren't quite so wrinkly yet. And when you smell these, no, wrong end. Now that smells like a kiwi fruit. And after you have it once, you'll know what that smell is you're looking for. So let's open one of these up, and I'll show you what's inside. Very seldom, you cannot freeze kiwis unless they're in another juice. That's the reason why that's done. So I'm cutting off this little pointy end. This was the blossom end of it. And that was the stem end of it. And this end, the blossom end, has a hard piece inside. And if you'll notice, you can see that. There's white, and that's rather hard. So you kind of have to take a little divot out. You see how I've done that? It's kind of a curve, because you want to cut that out. And then to peel it, you just go down the sides and take it off. There's not much peel on here. It's very thin. You just want to take it off until you get to the end. And now I'm going to show you a way. Now you want to slice it. And the slicing reveals all the seeds. And there's lots of seeds in here. I think that kiwi is one of the most beautiful fruits that you can have. Now when you're trying to figure out what you want to use these for, you can use them with milk products on them if you're going to use it right away. But if they're going to sit in the milk products, the chemicals in here will start digesting the milk proteins, and it will not taste very good after that. So you don't want to put milk on until just time for serving. The other thing, if you want to use it in gelatin, like making Jell-O with this in it, you need to cook it first, heat it up, because if you don't, the chemicals in here will eat up the collagen that's in the gelatin, and that will end up being a mushy mess. So, most people just eat them plain. So I want to show you a quick and easy way to slice up the kiwi. You can't do it until it's ripe. If it's hard, it won't work. But if it isn't, this is the coolest way. Use your egg slicer. Just stick it in there one way or the other, whichever way you want to cut it. I want mine to be little circles, so I just push it through, and then I pick it up. And let me show you how beautiful that is. Perfectly cut. And then if you can see, the little black things are all the seeds, and when you eat it, it does give you the little crunch inside, and it adds a really nice texture. And then the middle, down after you cut off the very end, that's quite soft, and the more ripe it is, the softer it is. In addition to eating kiwi fruit raw, or as a snack, or just as it is, you can add it to salads, whether it's a vegetable salad or a fruit salad. A great color addition. You can also put it on your cereal in the morning, and that's a great way to have your vitamin C with your breakfast. And then you can also add them to summer drinks, especially for a bright spot of color, and it goes really well with strawberries. Okay, so that's the kiwi. Now when you're doing if you wanted to use the kiwi to take to lunch for your kids, it's really hard for them to peel them, but they will not turn brown. These are so acid they don't turn brown, so you can slice them like this, or we can just cut them into chunks. So we're going to do that now. We're going to cut out the top, I'm going to cut off the bottom, and I'm going to peel it. And for the kids to take to school, or even for your own lunch, and you know, that's a great time to get to have the kids eat things that are something that's not so popular, because it's cut into pieces, and kids will put things in their mouths if they're cut well for them. So I would just cut this off, and because it's hard to chew this because it is so juicy. Look at that, you can just see how wet it is. You don't want to just give them the whole thing, it's hard to eat. So cut it into quarters, and I cut them into long quarters. Ooh, I almost dropped that for sure. So I just cut down the middle, and then cut the other way, and then that gives them the slices. Then you can just put this into the little plastic snack bags and send it to them in lunches. Kiwi is an exciting fruit. I want you to go to my website. I've got some much more information about kiwi fruit, and I also have some ideas of how to top it if you wanted to make it in a dessert kind of thing and not just put it in a salad.